Hello, good people. My name is Muli Musyoka. I'm a trichologist from Hair Hub Trichology Center. And today I want to talk to you about folliculitis decalvans, which is also known as tufted hair syndrome. And folliculitis decalvans is an inflammatory process or an autoimmune condition that affects the scalp. And one of its clinical features is that you will notice that multiple hair strands will be growing from one opening of the scalp. The reason is because the top part of the follicles get damaged, but the bottom part of the follicle still remains intact and the follicles continue to produce hair. However, the hair strands have to look for a way out of the scalp. And that is why they get one opening and you will have hair looking like a tuft. Now, this is a condition that can be very, very itchy and it leads to scarring. It's a cicatrical form of alopecia or hair loss. So I saw this gentleman who is Ethiopian, mid-age, I think around 35, came to see me and he was having a very itchy scalp. And when we looked at it, it was very inflamed. You can see on the scalp and particularly where the hair sinks into the scalp, very inflamed, and part of it has formed a scar. And one of the things that we had to prioritize was, one, to run a biopsy to confirm that he had folliculitis decalvans, and secondly, to manage the inflammation, because the first thing that you have to do is to make sure that you're not losing any more hair and that you bring down or you suppress the inflammatory process. So we've put this patient on anti-inflammatory treatment therapies, including oral and intralesional, and we have seen good progress. However, I saw this patient in the course of last month and I expect to see much progress in another 2 months or so. However, I must mention that some of these autoimmune conditions will need long-term management and we can never claim to permanently treat them because they can be triggered by very many different things. It could be oxidative stress, it could be physical stress, it could be mental stress, or even things like food poisoning. So the idea is just to make sure that once a patient notices that they are getting an itchy scalp and they're getting inflammation and tufted hair or hair growing out of the scalp in tufts, then you get checked and confirm if you have folliculitis decalvans or another form of inflammatory process.